G7 leaders. CBS's Willie James Enman is at the White House. Willie James, the president, with a very clear message when it comes to the Middle East.
Yeah, that's right, Jerika. As fears grow that America's military could be drawn into another conflict in the Middle East, President Trump says the U.S. had nothing to do with Israel's attack on Iran.
With missiles flying between Israel and Iran, U.S. Marines and National Guardsmen deployed in Los Angeles, and nationwide protests capturing the attention of the nation, this has been one of the most tumultuous weeks of President Trump's second term. The president says he hopes there will be a deal between Israel and Iran.
I think it's time for a deal, and we'll see what happens, but sometimes they have to fight it out, but we're going to see what happens. I think there's a good chance there'll be a deal.
In a social media post, the president warning the U.S. would respond with force if Iran attacks America in any way. Talks aimed at reducing tensions between the U.S. and Iran were canceled today. Chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee Tom Cotton believes the increased pressure on Iran will eventually lead to negotiations.
And he would like Iran to come back to the table. I think now that Iran sees that Israel and America means business and surrender its enrichment capabilities voluntarily. If that doesn't happen, though, I think these strikes are going to continue.
Every other country celebrates their victories. It's about time America did too.
This weekend, a show of force in the nation's capital, honoring the U.S. Army's 250th anniversary. But the event shared a split screen with massive protests across the country. Demonstrators gathering in opposition to the president's policies and his push to expand executive power.
President Trump will meet with G7 leaders in Kananaskis, Alberta, starting tomorrow. It's his first visit to Canada during his second term, a nation he says should be a 51st state. But Canada's prime minister says that will never happen. Jerika.
Willie James Enman at the White House. Thank you. Tonight, rising tensions in Southern California as federal authorities conduct more immigration raids. It puts protesters on the streets and has driven others underground. CBS's Elise Preston is in Los Angeles to explain. Elise.
Jerika, good evening to you. For the first time in 10 days, there's not a large crowd of protesters in front of downtown LA's federal building. Still, the area will be under a curfew tonight as authorities are not taking any chances. Tensions remain high as immigration agents make more arrests in Southern California, raising anxiety and anger.
Hey, you got a lot of cars here.
The raid sparking more than a week of daily protests in downtown LA. On Saturday, police used tear gas and rubber bullets to clear a large crowd near the federal building. Mayor Karen Bass says Los Angeles does not need the military.
They don't need to be here. Our local law enforcement have complete control of the situation.
The city of Los Angeles covers nearly 500 square miles with a population of almost 4 million. The protests have been mostly isolated to a few blocks downtown.
If this wasn't done, then we would have broken windows.
We met Don Tahara outside his bar in Little Tokyo. He and others have boarded up their businesses for safety, but are open and hoping for customers.
Why was it important for you to hang that sign?
We are a community of immigrants. Many businesses lost tons of business because the vandals.
How much business would you say you've lost?
Probably about 80%.
Tahara is hopeful his community will quickly get back to normal.
It's important that everybody go back to work and feel safe about going to work and being on the streets.
Now, a curfew will remain in place as needed. Meanwhile, a court hearing on Tuesday will determine if the Trump administration must return control of the National Guard back to California. Jerika?
Elise Preston for us tonight. Thank you. Turning now to the